This is a very painful story of a electoral officer in Burkina Faso who refused to rig election and was imprisoned by a politician. Those corrupt politicians that used to run the country called Burkina Faso. Welcome to the live talk. What happened in this very story I'm about to tell you right now, as a Nigerian, especially the obedient people, you guys will wish that something like this will happen in Nigeria. But it's still never too late for Nigeria because the world is changing. You get? Now, pay attention, listen to this conversation. A young man in Burkina Faso was imprisoned for years just because he refused to rig election. And those politicians that rigged this election, that later gained power, did not give up on him. After the election, they found him and imprisoned him just because he refused to be corrupt. So what happened? You know, in this life, sometimes when you think the game is over, that time might be actually the beginning of the game. You see, this is one of the main reasons why you see Western powers, those enemies of Africa, fighting tooth and nail to smoke away Captain Ibrahim Traore. And we say, it can't never happen. Not this time around. Matter of fact, we need millions of Captain Ibrahim Traore. If we have the power to clone people like Captain Ibrahim Traore, I believe the Gen Z generation will clone a man like that for free. Now pay attention to this conversation. Captain Ibrahim Traore visited the prison yard of Burkina Faso secretly just to have a personal look of what is going on in their prison. He was on tour. On that very visit, he interviewed a lot of people, prisoners. Then along talking to these prisoners, he came across one particular prisoner. This man, the surprise thing that this man did when he saw Captain Ibrahim Traore also baffled leader of Burkina Faso, the new leader of Burkina Faso. He was wondering, because when this man saw, he asked him, "Why are you here?" Captain Ibrahim asked him, "Why are you here?" The man burst into tears. On that bursting into tears at a time, he burst into laugh. The captain was confused. I said, what is this thing all about? He said, "Today is my freedom day. That I'm getting out of this place today." He said, "How are you sure?" The right person to hear my story has come, that he never dreamed or think that a person like him will ever visit this prison. It is just like that. This man started, telling Captain Ibrahim Traore the reason why he was there. He said to him, "My president, I was imprisoned for years here just because I refused to rig election." And the captain was like, "What? Can you say what you just say now again?" He said, "I was imprisoned." Even some of these crucial officers, prison yard officers, they know my story. I was imprisoned because I refused to rig election. And the captain said to him, "Wait." He called some other crucial officers and said, "Do you know the story of this man?" They said, "Sir, yes, sir, we know." You say, okay, can you tell me why this man? He said he was imprisoned by one politician, powerful politician. He said, really? And Captain Ibrahim Traore asked this man, do you know that politician that imprisoned you? He said, yes, sir. Do you remember his face? He said, yes, sir. Do you know his name? He said, yes, sir. Do you know his house? He said, yes, sir. He ordered the prison, the orders to free the man. You see, they freed the man. Now, what Ibrahim Traore did is what a lot of African leaders will never do. He ordered the arrest of that corrupt politician. Maybe in this video you might see some clips of it. He ordered the arrest of this very evil politician. Believe you me, he ordered the arrest of him and sentenced him immediately to life. This is the type of thing we need in Africa, to hunt down those corrupt people the Western devils use to destroy Africa. The transformation that is going on in Burkina Faso now is something every African country needs to support. But sometimes you still see people talking nonsense about this man, saying that he's not supposed to be a president. He entered there through the coup. Once you see that you find no way again to amend the problem that is happening in the country, army can come in. If it's coup will help the country to bounce back, let it be, because we have seen so much. So this type of thing is what we need in Africa. If we continue ignoring the senseless crime our politicians in Africa commit, the crime will never stop. Once we implement accountability, taking them on our way, making sure they give account of their leadership, everything will start falling in place. But if we continue doing paddy, is my man, is my boy, that's Godfather, this and that, Africa will never go anywhere. But trust me, Africa is coming. What they do not know, that nothing lasts forever. And the time is now. You may not see the picture very clear, but something is happening in Africa. Very soon, what they call karma will catch up with these politicians. Especially in Nigeria, where politicians believe they can use tribalism and religion to destabilize the unity of the country, and for them to achieve their aim, sit on power, messing the life of millions of Nigerians up. Shame on you, because you're too blind to see what is coming. The time is now. Wait and see.